Hi everyone, my name is Nareen Clute, and today I'm sharing my research on something that's both academic and personal to me. How public schools either support or more often fail to support heritage language maintenance for students from immigrant families. So first off, what is heritage language? It's the language a child grows up hearing at home, passed down through family. For some, it's Spanish. For others, it's Kurdish, Vietnamese, Arabic, you name it. But the reality is that by the time kids reach high school in the US, primarily, many can barely speak their home languages anymore. That loss isn't just sad, but it's a loss of identity, culture, and connection. My research started with one big question. What are public schools doing to support heritage languages, and what could they be doing? I reviewed research from scholars like Cummings, Ganiva, and Kondo Brown, who argue that heritage language support improves not just literacy, but also self esteem, academic achievement, and cultural pride. But here's the issue: most of their studies focus on big languages like Spanish or Mandarin, or on special programs like weekend schools or after school programs. That leaves a huge gap in understanding what's happening in regular K 12 classrooms, especially for smaller communities in my area. So I did something I wish more researchers would do. I listened. I conducted interviews with students, parents, and a teacher from Southern California, all connected to different heritage languages. These were real stories, and honestly, some of them broke my heart. Amina, a Kurdish American college student, told me that during a conversation with her grandma, she could barely understand the Kurdish, and she quoted, "I felt like I let her down." Her school offered no resources for her, not even a club. When she asked to start one, her teacher said there weren't enough Kurdish students to make it worth it. That made me ask, who decides what's worth preserving? Also, this interview was conducted in a community college setting in my local area. Miss Lee, a mother of Chinese descent, got emotional as she told me her son forgot the traditional blessings during Lunar New Year. She said, "It felt like I failed him and our culture." Her school for her son only offered French and Spanish, and Mandarin was not even a conversation in their household, nor was it a class offered in the high school that her son attends. Mr. Ramos, a middle school teacher, shared a story about his student Diego, who used to write in Spanish until he got teased. After that, he never used Spanish again. He didn't want to be the Mexican kid who couldn't speak English, quote, Mr. Ramos stated. It shows how peer pressure and school culture can quietly erase a language. Sophia, a Mexican American student, said that she, quote, constantly felt stuck. She said that she felt too American for her family, but not Mexican enough for school. Spanish was treated like a language for beginners and not for native speakers. And for her, who needed deeper culture connected, she felt more disconnected when interacting with her peers in a classroom. And then finally, there's Layla, an Arab American student. She told me flat out, quote, my school acts like Arabic speakers don't even exist. She has to relearn everything at her mosque on weekends. She said at her family wedding, she couldn't keep up with conversation and had to rely on her cousins to translate into English. She said it made me feel like I didn't belong. So what does this all mean? Across all 5 of the interviews I conducted, I found 3 major themes. 1, schools aren't doing enough, especially for smaller and underrepresented language groups. Secondly, language loss feels personal. It's tied to shame, invisibility, and even grief. 3, students and families are literally asking for support, from clubs to electives to just having one teacher to see their identity, especially in K 12 public schools. This research supports the framework of culturally sustaining pedagogy, which is from the authors Paris and Elm, and they say that schools should uplift, not erase, cultural backgrounds. It also builds on additive bilingualism, which proves that keeping your home language actually helps your academic English and does not hinder it. I concluded that this project isn't just a paper, but a call to action. Schools often talk about equity, but language equity is still being ignored. And what's wild is that the solutions aren't even complicated. A small club, a few elective options, a bilingual bulletin board are just some things that can make students feel seen. Language is about love, legacy, and belonging. And for immigrant students, losing your heritage language is like losing a piece of yourself. If public schools are serious about inclusion, then heritage language support should not be optional. It should be a part of how we care for students. Thank you.